So many efforts have been made. Let me begin with the district assembly. When I came, I realized that to make the school move forward, we need a hostel facility. And thankfully, the district assembly put up a structure meant for canteen. And the structure is so nice that using it for that purpose, no student with no time, they would deface the structure. So we wrote to the Director General appealing that they should give us approval so that we convert that structure into hostel for girls. No, there are so many challenges. The girls, the taxi drivers are taking advantage of them. There are no rooms for rent. Where they are sleeping, in fact, if you go to witness, you will marvel. It's not. There are no places for human being to stay. So we wrote to Director General, and up to this time, we have not getting any. We are not getting any concrete answer or response. That is one. Then two, we also think that we need a hostel facility. The school has a vast land which is not developed, and we appeal that the GET fund should come in to put at least two structures, one for boys, one for girls, as hostel facilities. Also, no response have been gotten. So we've made moves, and then all that we can do for now is to appeal to individuals to come and put up structures. And also, you see, it all boils down to finances, and nobody is willing to embark on that journey. So we are in fact highly uh, challenged in some of these areas, especially with the hostel facilities that we are talking about. Currently, we are 1,010 students, 1,010 students, both female and male. Then another challenge is the bus. From the school to the community, Utam, the school is on the land of Utam, and it's about 7 kilometers. And it is one bus. We have one bus that conveys the student from the town to the school. And after school, the same bus takes them home. And in a day, the bus runs 20 trips in and out. So you see that there's a stress on the bus, and you realize the strength is going down. So we need another bus to solve that transportation problem. We've made arrangements in such a way that before the start of lessons, the students have all come to school. Well, the bus start moving as early as 5:30 a.m. so that all the students will be conveyed to school, and the lessons start at 7:30. So by 7:35, 7:40, all the students are in school, and then we close also at 3:30. So 3:30, the bus starts sending them home, and by 5:30 p.m. it is done. So we realize that even the driver of the bus, it doesn't have any resting period. And if we should get another bus, in fact, it will help a lot.
We thank the headmaster and his administration. When this idea of one district, one factory came on, they said that no, we are a school that actually runs programs on agriculture. So we don't want to be that theoretical. We want to implement what we study. So I'm happy to tell you that the school itself has about 70 acres of land fully cultivated with pineapples and highly hooked onto the 1D1F. It will generate income for the school. It will generate income for the school. It's a very good venture. That is why I lauded the headmaster for having this vision. In fact, we actually deal with the headmaster, who is also a very hardworking, a very, very helpful guy. So what he does is to seek accommodation from the various communities at a very moderate price. That's the rent, and then make sure that students are allocated into those areas. But it's very challenging. Sometimes monitoring them and controlling them and making sure that discipline prevails. It has not been easy, but we always have those conversations with the headmaster, and so far it is working for us. Except that ideally we need to get the dormitories here to ensure very effective control, over them. The school was set up by the previous administration, and because of ill placement, because of the location, which is far away from the communities, all the students who were brought here actually went away and sought another schools. So I remember at a point in time, the student strength, numerical strength, was as low as about 140 thereabout. So with the inception, with the introduction of free SHS, the computer brought a lot of people here. And then with the innovations being put in place by the headmaster to, that is leading people, leading students to get accommodation in the community, nearby communities, that program is getting soft. But I will re-emphasize that the best thing for this school to dwell on is to have its own boarding facilities, because the school has a vast stretch of land registered and therefore is able to absorb any structure that it will receive. In fact, the assembly has not relented its effort on it. We are working assiduously to ensure that that canker of teenage pregnancy, child trafficking, child abuse, and all that have been extricated or brought to the barest minimum. What we normally do is through our education outlets, we meet the students like this, and then we also have town hall meetings or we do community visitations where we interface with the chiefs and the people of Ekunfin, and we speak at length about the dangers and the bad effects in this development. And then we actually ask experts from the assembly to handle those subjects. And before they finish, you realize that a lot of them see the need for them to also be advocates for us to ensure that all these things have actually ended. As it is happening here, it is true that when it comes to even teenage pregnancy, so prevalent, so huge, it has very high percentage in central region, and I think my district also has very high rate. So we are always liaising and then talking to the youth that it is important for them to remain or to abstain from premarital sex. It is also quite imperative for them to live disciplined lives, which way they themselves will be promised and enjoy better future. We continue to talk to our people that it is very bad, and as assembly, it is our duty to spend, to do a lot of education, advocacy, and what have you. And that is why today too we are here. So as I told you, we are not drawing our curtain on it until we see that at least the rate is so low and we are one of the communities or districts that are gender-based free. And then